Hi, great. Lovely to meet everybody. I'm going to try and present this. There we go. Yeah, today I want to talk about how visual intelligence can unlock the value of data from your digital twins. And what we tend to find is that digital twins for many organisations are simply just a point cloud, a CAD model, or a data feed from IoT and other devices. Now, the truth is that often this ends up sitting in data silos inside the organisation, not accessible by as much as up to 80% of the people that are within the organisation. And in order for that data to actually have meaning and value for the business, then all those people that don't actually have access to it today or can't understand it need to be able to get access to it. And what we want to look at is how we can unlock the value of this with simple, easy and accessible information, which we use and we call visual intelligence. As humans, we're instinctively visual creatures. Half the human brain is directly or indirectly involved with processing visual information. And as much as 90% of our communication as people is through non-verbal communication. So if we can display and combine information visually in the world around us in a way that we can understand it, we open up all those data and all those silos to many more people inside the organisation. And you know, if we think of visual intelligence almost like a compass, you know, without it, a vessel can't make the most of any assets and it's uncertain as to where it's heading or what the impact will be on its environment or even if it can reach its destination. But businesses have to take care and they have to take actions. And if we can give them a compass, if we can give them a way of translating all of those data sources into one simple source of truth, one thing that is relevant and accessible to the whole business, then all of a sudden we can gain ROI, we can communicate and we can create a level of understanding. Visual intelligence becomes the compass. Everything becomes measurable and predictable. So, you know, give you an example, we could go on and we could create a whole digital twin of a road environment, but we would still have to walk the road to find any faults or any issues. We can leverage machines to help us go down that road and find the faults. Where are the potholes? Identify where the cracks are, which crack is going to be more important than the next, combine in other sources of weather data and start to make predictions on the health and what is happening actually in the road and the world around us. And we can empower our users to access that data by simply displaying all this information on a map, as simple as here is a fault, this part of the road is healthy, red, green, almost like a traffic light type based system. So what I wanted to look at today is a whistle-stop tour of 5 or 6 different case studies of results that real companies are actually getting today and the kind of things they're seeing when we can transform all the data from a traditional digital twin into something that is then usable by all of the employees in the business. So TfL are implementing a remote maintenance and environmental emissions digital twin. This is a sneak preview. It's being announced formally next week. It will provide an end-to-end digital solution for the deep tube underground. They only have a 3 to 4 hour working operating window every evening, and this will give them access for measurement accurate information, but asset inventory, fault finding, all of those things done to empower their people so they can work remotely, they can work safely and be able to access the information and actually have a central source of truth for the underground. Yet at the same time, they're going to be capturing environmental emissions. And as part of the Lord Mayor's programme, they're going to be looking at how they can deliver these and what actual maintenance is actually causing faults and issues inside the underground. They're actually estimating from initial trials on this a 75% OPEX saving once they deploy this next year into the underground. MTR work on behalf of Trafikförvaltningen, which is the Swedish equivalent of the London Underground, and they're currently spending over $1 billion an annum to drive cost saving through collaboration and efficiency. By creating one central truth of all of the data inside a train depot as a pilot study, what they were able to find is that by making sure that everybody had access to all the information on that train depot, all in one place and all as one source of truth, they were able to do 25% in preventative results. There was less accidents, there was less clashes in work and people trying to be on site. 45% of the construction projects, which tended to have deviated in time, were actually delivered on time. So their cost saving overall was significant, and for them it's a pilot study that they're now looking at rolling out across the whole of the network. the cost savings on time, efficiency, and health and safety for personnel has been key. Familjabostarder, they have 800 properties they manage and 20,000 apartments spread out across the whole of Sweden. They don't actually have accurate, up-to-date floor plans on any of these apartments. By creating a digital twin of each one, they've actually been able to get a 10% reduction in tax because they're actually taxed on square footage and floor plans. They've been able to deliver enhanced customer service because now when anybody actually phones them up, their customer service team can see what the faults are. They can see what the issues are because they can see it on their desktop or their mobile phones. And what they're able to do is use it for operations and maintenance. And they're able to provide a digital copy of the building before the maintenance engineers go on site. They're coming with the right equipment, the right tools and the right time. And so far, they've been seeing around a 42% OPEX saving from reduced site visits. Can't tell you the name of the company on this at the moment, but a boiler room repair company are taking digital twins of each of the boiler rooms they maintain on behalf of offices, schools, hospitals. So far, they've actually saved one life from one of the engineers because there was actually a carbon monoxide leak inside the room. And the simple sensor systems, it's a multi-sensor device, was able to capture that information in real time and advise them while they were there and then inside in the room. And had their exposure been more than another couple of minutes, it would have actually had serious ongoing consequences for that person. They've so far, from all the pilot studies they've been rolling out, been able to have a 15% reduction in cost from site visits from this methodology versus the traditional way. And they're estimating a 300% ROI over 2 years. Energy One Solutions have they have power lines across the whole of the United States. They operate on behalf of a company called Entergy, big power supplier, and a lot of their power networks are in Florida and in the Everglades. One of the things they're seeing is it's really hard to get people on site. It's hard to do remote site visits. It's incredibly difficult to communicate to the head offices why they need certain amounts of equipment. What they've been able to get is a 35% increase in communication with on-site teams because they can now see what the other people are now talking about. They have a digital measurement accurate twin, but they also have a communicable twin, which is usable on mobile phones, and they can use selfie sticks and 360-degree cameras, upload, and they're able to share information there and then, and they're gaining efficiencies that previously they thought were impossible. Senab, using it in the same way for communicating and for training. Their digital twins of all the offices that they maintain on behalf of companies are now being used for cleaning, being able to train their cleaners where they have high turnover of staff. Their cleaning crews now, as simple as holding their mobile phone up, get arrows on the floor telling them where all the cleaning products are or where the maintenance services were, who last did the work, checking in and checking out. Everything they need to maintain and operate their buildings are displayed in a visual format that no matter what language the people going on site can speak, everybody understands where it is, and they've increased ROI from increased feedback from their customers by 32%. And finally, a different slight mix, two companies, one NREP who build care homes for the elderly, and Oscar Properties, who are an architectural design agency, have created digital twins of real life buildings and architecturally designed buildings and been able to put biometric sensors on people. And by combining all of these information together and letting people see visually different spaces and being able to monitor people's performance inside those spaces and how they actually feel and how the environment makes them feel, they've been able to do much more design-led, human-centric design-led optimization. Oscar Properties have been gaining up to £250,000 extra per property when it goes to sale. And NREP are actually forecasting a 33% reduction in long-term mental health from the elderly and from their actual employees that are working inside of the care homes, just from taking into account the biometric sensors from the residents and the employees before they go into the next phase of buildings. So digital twins are amazing, but are only amazing in as much as you can get the intelligence from them and you can actually make that intelligence usable to everybody. Visual intelligence helps deliver and make sure that this information is accessible to everybody. And we're seeing, you know, in excess of 25% in savings, an additional 33% in ROI, up to 75% in OPEX savings. And these numbers are not insignificant and have serious long-term implications for the bottom line for any organisation. And we believe it's a way of communicating and translating all that data from your twin into something that makes sure everybody in every business can have access to it. Thank you.